The current passing through the body during a violet ray treatment. This can be easily demonstrated by holding in the hand any electrode, preferably the metal electrode, number 6, when the machine is in operation. Let me show you what they're talking about there. What they're talking about there is this. Because in my sets, I will add the metal saturator. So what they're talking about is, this is non-contact. This is the granddaddy of your machine. This is the granddad of your machine, Bridget. This is the granddad. Isn't the smell of them wonderful? So what they're saying here is this. You go like this. So if you go like this and you hold it like that, then your husband can, or whoever, or your doctor or whoever, can then massage your head. Because you're making contact like this. That's what they're saying there. If you kind of got that, if you didn't get that, just repeat it. For me, the first bit that it just said was just like, wow. That was a wow wow moment. I'll read that again, the wow wow moment. Here you go. Number 1. This bit is amazing. The high frequency current is unipolar, that it does not require a complete circuit. From the attachments or electrodes, you can readily see the violet colour reaching out and flowing into space. It is capable of traversing long distances as ether waves, as in wireless telegraphy and telephony. Do you know what's beautiful about this? Is they were not being censored. They were not being restricted in their expression. They were allowed to say, call a spade a spade. Like, what has happened to us? What has happened? Like, that's why I say to people, these are antiques. And if you do your due diligence and read the literature, you will be like, wow. But it's just a quack medical device, okay? You've got to do your own research. But for me, I'm all in. Because the more I learn, this is why I do these. The more I share with you, the more that I rise and that you rise. No shocks, no pain. And you don't have to put in any free. It's so simple to use. They're so easy to use. They're not complicated. I was saying to my mate today, you got this smart water. There's a killing there for somebody. You could create a water and call it stupid water. We really are in the age of stupid. What the violet rays accomplish, they increase a return of sleep. They increase the strength and vital energy. They increase in cheerfulness. Now, cheerfulness was a term used back then for adding, you know, who doesn't want to be cheerful? Who doesn't want to be cheerful? So when you're in a state of dis-ease, what are you in a state of? You're in a state of dis. So you're getting into a state of cheerfulness, is the opposite of dis-ease. And power for work, improvement in appetite and digestion, increase of blood supply to point of application, general increase of local nutrition and progressive improvement in the general functions and secretions of the human body, the physical, the human pathology, before the synthetic biology. But I use these for the synthetic biology. That's why I got into this, because I was researching how to build an anti-nano triangle. What is an anti-nano bucket? Why are they geoengineering us? Why are they doing this to us? What can I do? What is technology? What is magnetism? Who was Nikola Tesla? Who was Lakhovsky? Who was Udin? Who was Faraday? Who were these people? Who was Raymond Rife? Why is it important that it's analog? What is a bifilar coil? And it led me down to this knowledge, this simple analog technology, no digital. Digital is the psyop of today. Digital. Imagine giving, right, if you were not born in the 70s, imagine giving someone like who's only lived kind of like since like 2000, you know, and you give them a Walkman, or you give them a reel-to-reel cassette player, they'd be like, what is this? It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how time is the new currency, is the new money, is time. Because time is speeding up. Time is speeding up. It's crazy. So this kind of technology slows you down. In fact, everything that I do is all about calming things down. Calm it down. Slow things down. That's why when I say to people, it's 6 minutes, they're like, what? 6 minutes? They're so sped up. They think 6 minutes is a long time. Is a short time. They think 6 minutes is a short time. But Zisha's saying, no, 6 minutes is the long time. When you're present and in the moment. 6 minutes is 6 minutes is because people are so sped up. They think 6 minutes is a long time. No, they don't. They think 6 minutes is a short time. They're like, what, really? 6 minutes? Oh my God, really? It's like, yeah, this is how long they were using it for back then. And these machines are 100 years old. A friend of mine mentioned to me that our hair is actually an extension of energy absorption. Well, yeah, you've got to look into Vril. Yeah, that's why, remember when you asked me, Bridget, about some human beings to regard you to, regarding Tesla, I mentioned Robert Zepper and his book. I have his book upstairs, it's called Vril. The Secrets of Vril. So a friend of mine mentioned to me that our hair is actually an extension for energy absorption, which was all part of things like Native American culture. When I was playing with my Violet Ray yesterday, I used the comb attachment just for fun, and it was interesting because I could feel the frequency in my hair, and not just at the follicles. I know that's sort of off topic. No, it's not at all. But it actually really brings the connection to our bodies being all frequency, etc. and using technology like this. Yes. And what that makes me think about is I remember back in 2000, my friend Rainbow Mars had written a book called Eating for Beauty. And at that time, I went and invested in an original old Kirlian photography, Kirlian. And isn't it amazing when you see the light coming off from a Kirlian photograph? Isn't it amazing? And you can play with that actually. When you put the glass to your hand, you can see all like the pigment, the veins, like the fractals, and all that coming off your fingers. It's amazing. What white papers can we read about? Look, Pi-ho, bro. You ain't gonna find any white papers on this because this is antique technology. Look, right, you're looking for something that isn't there because it was dethroned during the 1900s when they did the Flexner report and removed when they removed something like 6,000 homeopathic colleges in America. You know, you're looking at it. Like, I really invite people to check out Alan Savory on What is Science. Like, if you've come here for white papers, yeah, I got a whole thing on how the FDA